This video begins as almost a continuation of the last video I posted, and that's not entirely intentional. You see, when I go online looking for material, an activity I like to call lunatic fishing, more of the same stuff almost bombarded me. So let's pick up from where we left off. So we're back on the subject of transbians, and if you're not familiar with that term, transbians are transgender lesbians. These are heterosexual men with a condition called autogynephilia. We used to call it being a transvestite. These are men who get turned on by dressing as women, imagining they are women and going into female-only spaces. And some of them seem to think that by putting on a wig and a dress, they are magically transformed into homosexual females, and that real homosexual females will find them attractive. The delusion is extremely strong. However, before we get to that, as a straight man, I'd like to thank the gay female community, because ever since I was an adolescent, I, like many straight men, have been a big fan of sapphic art films. To the point that if I just tap the L on my mobile phone, that's the first suggestion that comes up in the predictive text. I think my phone knows that when my wife's at the hairdresser's, I'll be watching videos of ladies who wear comfortable shoes. Of course, no one should take pornography seriously. If we did, we could all be forgiven for thinking that every relationship between step-siblings is extremely complicated and that Asian men don't exist. So let's kick off by returning to the issue of transbians in lesbian bars. We'll see clips from a couple of cross-dressing weirdos, both of whom come across as extremely rapey and also have levels of hypocrisy that even the most steadfast politician would struggle to aspire to. This first clip, I've trimmed it back. I have, however, watched the entire 7 minutes.
Alright, I want to take a moment to talk about this lesbian debate, probably a briefer moment than usual. How is this a debate? I think this discussion should be between lesbians. Lots of people who aren't lesbians seem to have very firm opinions about it. As a lesbian who likes to go to the lesbian bar, I think I'm qualified to talk about this. So, no, I don't think straight people should go to the lesbian bar for any reason other than they have a chaperone or they're with a group that has sapphic people that would like to go to the lesbian bar. There's no reason for straight people to go to the lesbian bar. It is a space for lesbians. It's in the name. It's a lesbian bar. It's the lesbian bar, and there's hardly any of them that even exist. So, here in Portland, there's one lesbian bar. Can you believe that? I know so many.
So, one of his opening statements is that straight people shouldn't be in lesbian spaces. Presumably, that would include him, because false lashes and lipstick doesn't make him a fucking woman. And then he goes on to say that, as a lesbian, he's qualified to talk on the topic. Honestly, how is that any less offensive than if I were to get a shitload of false tan to turn my skin brown, then put a tea towel on my head and say, "Look everyone, I'm an Arab." I had to be careful with that joke. You can't joke about Muslims. You know how quickly some of them blow up. Anyway, he also mentioned that straight people could be there as a chaperone. So here's part of a clip I used in a previous video.
Cis white women are the scariest population group out of any group of people ever. Just period. Especially the small, cute ones. Just to be honest. Y'all fucking cry. People die. Right?
Despite the makeup, we can all see that is a fully grown man. A fully grown man who apparently feels threatened by women, in particular, small women. Let's move on to a new clip from him, where he gives his opinion on straight women going to lesbian bars.
Straight women make our safe spaces unsafe by bringing cis straight men into them, and the only thing I disagree with is that line. We absolutely can hold them accountable for those men's behavior if they are going out of their way to bring them into our spaces, because we cannot be allowing cis, often colored women to keep getting away with their problematic behavior. They don't want a safe space. They claim it, but they're not willing to do the work, unpack, and process what that means for everyone else in that safe space, when what they're saying is they want to have fun. That's 99%. They don't want a safe space. They just want a place they can go and have fun, and they also want to be able to bring Jeremy, you know? But like a dog that's biting people at a dog park, you have to hold the owner at fault.
The word that really stood out for me in that clip was coloured. Not women of colour or people of colour, coloured. How modern and progressive. He'll be in for a shock when he finds out that black people are now allowed to ride on the front of the bus. And openly threatening violence. What a delicate feminine flower. So he doesn't want straight women bringing straight men into female-only spaces, as it were. And our other friend only wants straight people in lesbian bars if they're acting as a chaperone. Even though both of them are actually straight men. The hypocrisy is off the fucking scale. The vibe I'm getting is that neither of those gentlemen want other men in female-only spaces, because then there'd be someone there to challenge them. And of course, I'm not saying that women need men to protect them, but generally speaking, men are larger and stronger. And given that statistically speaking, trans women are 5 times more likely to be rapists than the average man in the street, I honestly think that going into these spaces and being intimidating is a big part of the thrill. So much of the hardline trans ideology is actually about misogyny and openly hating women. And it's a different level of misogyny where a man will go into what should be a safe space for women with the intention of making women feel uncomfortable, safe in the knowledge that if anyone criticises him, he can scream transphobia and label that woman as a bigot. That's a bit depressing, so now let's watch another trans person absolutely losing their shit.
Okay, I cannot let this one slide. This is one of the most ignorant points I have ever heard. You will literally say anything is gaslighting. But let's actually break down why this is really sad. Your transphobia is misogyny in disguise. The minimization of womanhood to a woman's ability to reproduce is the core of misogyny. And if you would do some research about biological sex beyond what you learned in middle school, you will learn that biological sex is a lot more complicated than you think it is. The fact that trans women exist is proof that womanhood is a powerful quality of spirit. That a woman's reason for existing is not just to make and take care of babies. Saying that trans women are women is not gaslighting, it is just facts. And you saying otherwise is gaslighting! I am literally so over it. When someone tells you who they are, believe them.
Personally, if I want people to take me seriously, I find that talking as if I'm about to start foaming at the mouth whilst violently shaking my camera, that won't help further my argument. And he doesn't have a hint of irony in his voice when he talks about gaslighting. Now, I believe the vast majority of trans people are just trying to live their lives like the rest of us. But for the hardcore lot, gaslighting is all they fucking do. After all, isn't it their camp who tell us that men can get pregnant, that trans women are real women who have no advantage in female sports? And as for reducing women down to people who have babies, again, it's not our camp who came up with terms like chest feeder, birthing person, uterus owner, bleeder, these dehumanising terms they apply to actual women. And it's not our camp who are trying to change the definition of the word woman to make it utterly meaningless. This is a bully playing on false victimhood. And his statement that trans women exist, that's a fact. I also have an irrefutable fact. Human beings cannot change sex. Trans women are men. Sadly, feelings don't trump reality. So let's move on to something truly bizarre. I've said many times that many trans women appear to know very little about actual women. The way they behave is not the way an actual female would behave. And the same applies to trans men. Now we're going to see a clip of a trans woman who apparently doesn't know how either of the sexes behave.
Hey, it's finally great to meet you.
Not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting you to look so damn beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
So, you're trans, right?
Yeah, no, I'm trans.
Hey, that's chill. That's chill. I do have to ask though, excuse me. Do you still have it? Like, do you still have it?
I mean, I haven't had any surgeries or anything, if that's what you're asking.
Hey, that's chill. I get it. No problem. I've always low-key, not that I would, tell anyone this, but like low-key, I've always wanted to be with a trans girl, before, but it's like, I'm not like gay or anything, like, Like, I'm not gay. Like, I'm not gay. Like, I'm not gay. Like, you know, I've just always been kind of interesting, and like, I've been always kind of curious, you know, but like, not in a gay way.
Oh, I mean, I don't think it makes you gay or anything, but...
Okay, chill. Yeah, I mean, I do have to let you know, like, no one can really know about this or anything. Like, none of the brothers in the frock could know. Like, my family for real can't know. Like, none of my friends could know that I'm here with you tonight. So, like, if you kind of can just keep this to yourself and, like...
Oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and... I'm gonna go.
Shawty, don't leave. Shawty, you're so fine, though. Like, okay, maybe I can tell my mom.
That was really cringy. And the language he's using, we chill, shorty. Sorry, has 2003 come round again? That would actually make sense because he appeared to be cosplaying as Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, albeit if Jay was quite high up on the autism spectrum. I've never seen a bloke chat himself up before, and if that's realistic, that men approach trans women nervously saying, I'm not gay, gentlemen, here's some information. If you're involved in a sex act that involves you touching a penis other than your own, you are not 100% straight. But there's nothing wrong with that. And it is sad that if there are men who are attracted to trans women, that they feel ashamed of it and have to keep the relationship hidden. However, that pales into insignificance when listening to the difference between the two voices. How much fucking effort does that guy put into sounding more feminine every day? Although I guess if he said, hello, my name's Tiffany and I'm a woman, that wouldn't really work. So what have we learned today? We've learned that transbians don't think that men belong in female-only spaces unless it's them. That if you try hard enough, you can convince yourself you're the victim even though you're clearly the aggressor. And that there's a trans woman who apparently has never met another human being. If you've enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. And as ever, thanks for watching. So, transbians are... fucked it already. Men who get a thrill from appearing to be... oh, fuck it. They're men with no fucking self-awareness. And I want to say thank you to the gay female community because I fucked it up. I'm a big fan of sapphic art. I can't take it fucking seriously. So now let's get his opinion when... just step round the dog shit. So what have we learned today? We've learned... fuck. But I can't fucking talk.